Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year, and welcome to the season finale of SeahawkTalk. Happy 2021, everyone. Gosh, that feels good to say. Be gone 2020, bring on 2021. I am your host, Andrew Pezzelli. We've got a great show for you lined up here today. Normally, we're joined by our regular winter sports guests, but it is the holiday after all, so we extended them the invitation. They may pop in, they may not, but we're hoping either way that they're enjoying their day, having a happy and healthy New Year's Day, like you as well, the listener. So we'll be joined shortly by our producers, Joey Morelli and Mike DeFusco, and maybe we'll get a peek in with Cori Hughes, Sean Foster, Zech Klann, or David Lunn if they happen to pop in. But we have plenty to go to in case they aren't able to join us here today. So we've got a great one lined up for you. First, like always, though, before we get to our producers, one last time, we're going to remind you to keep your distance. That is Ed Habershaw with his rendition of Keep Your Distance by The Shake, a Rhode Island-based band with a message that we've been applying worldwide and locally here for the South Virginia community. Social distancing, hand washing, mask wearing. We've brought it up, and we've been a broken record every single episode here on the show. And even though we will not be coming to you at 3 o'clock on Monday and in the following weeks to remind you of those things, we hope that you continue to do those simple and easy things so that we can help curb the coronavirus spread. Want to bring in the producers now, Joey Morelli and Mike DeFusco, to help kick us off. Fellas, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. Wow. We made it. Good job, everybody. It's a team effort, everyone here.
We joked about it yesterday, but I was joking with some other friends too about the, like, you know, as 2021 was rolling across the globe, like, all right, we passed Japan, okay, Godzilla X, nope, that didn't happen. All right, we passed Tibet, all right, the Yetis are not coming down out of the we're good. We made it. We've made it around. So how did you guys enjoy your New Year's Eve?
Well, I was telling we'll call him executive producer at Habershaw about it before the show. So I don't know if this is a thing a lot of people do, but the Sci-Fi Channel does a Twilight Zone marathon.
Oh.
So I pretty much sat down, ordered some Chinese, and we watched. Me and my mom pretty much just binge watched that for the whole night. So it was a safe New Year inside, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show, but it's kind of like a Black Mirror, so very it's like an original like sci-fi. It's Mike, an OG Black Mirror.
But we've been living the Twilight Zone here for a year. You hadn't had enough?
No. Oh God.
Is wild.
Can I snap? Maybe this is the moment I snap out of it. 2021. We were finally.
It was a dream.
No. Yeah.
It was
all a dream.
Which Zelda game is it? The second one. I think Link's Awakening. It was just a dream.
Yeah. Ooh. No. Twilight Zone is great. There's some great. That is. I'd say in normal years that's a good go-to, the sci-fi marathon. After the year we just had, still going to, I give you a lot of credit for still wanting to go to that.
One of my favorite board games is Pandemic. Did not play it this year.
Yeah, no, same.
It's like the same
It
thing.
didn't feel right, did it?
It doesn't feel right. We're also bad at it, so it's an excuse to not play. Me and my friends are so bad at that game. Oh my god.
What do you fellas have here to kick us off on this show? It's gonna be a loose show here, as we said. Voluntary participation from our guests. Normally we have our winter sports on here, but they're enjoying the day with their families and enjoying. It's a great day as well. So if they pop in, they do. But we have a couple of fun things to kind of go through. So what do you want to start with? Housekeeping, as it were.
Yeah, let's see. Since we've been talking a lot about meteor showers and that sort of thing in 2020, we might as well break in the new year with a similar topic. So 2021, here's a guide to meteor showers, and I'll throw this link in the comments or something after, so you guys can check it out. So for 2021, since we won't be showing you, or we won't be able to show you every week, the meteor showers, we'll just send you this so you can keep up yourself. There's actually quite a lot of meteor showers and blue moons coming up. So over the summer, you have a lot of chances to catch these. So don't worry if you miss the first few. And then down here, going into the full moons, look at that. See, this is what's coming. This is what we got to look forward to in 2021. So I'm just excited to finally
celestial
get
events.
Oh, wait,
what about the eclipses?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of eclipses we got going on?
Yeah, I think so. Right here, this is.
Ooh,
I knew you guys would be
total
interested in this one. That's why I was trying to get here. So yeah, these are, and I think there's a couple more below it.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we're not
a
gonna
few
see
more
that.
below. So yeah, there's a few we got going here. So you're not gonna. Don't worry. You have, again, a lot of chances, and this is specific to Rhode Island. This article too. So
Oh,
you
hey,
will be able
The second one we
view
can see.
these.
I'm waiting for, so I think it's 2024 or 2026. There's supposed to be a total solar eclipse that will, like, the path of it will track right over the northeast. And I'm waiting for, like, the window to open up to book my hotel in New Hampshire. Because what happens is, a couple of years ago when we had, I think it was 2016 that fall we had, or 2017, that like August or September, we had a total eclipse, and it went through kind of more like the southern part of the country, and these hotels couldn't figure out why, like, this one random, like, week in the middle of September was, like, selling out. And then they figured out that it's because of the eclipse. People wanted to get hotel rooms, and then there was actually a lot of what's the right word, hubbub, for lack of a better word. Controversy, there's the word. Because hotels, through clerical error, lost reservations, and then so people had to rebook, but now pay like 8 times the price. The hotels jacked up the price on that week because of the eclipse. So if you plan to travel to go see an eclipse, book early.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good spot to go see up in New Hampshire, Vermont, those upstate areas. I feel like a much better place to view, or Canada. Get up to the north. Just go north.
Yeah.
But
Joey, what do you got?
So I will share. Where is it? Okay. So this is kind of neat. It was like an hour. It's 2 hours ago now. So it was an hour ago when I found it. So it's pretty new news. I don't know if this is a thing they normally do, but the NHL is going to be doing 2 outdoor games at Lake Tahoe in February, which is pretty cool. I think it's to start the season. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't read the whole. Like, I just know that they're playing. It's the Bruins, the Avalanche, the Flyers, and the Knights. I don't understand why the Avalanche and the Knights are invited. I think they just needed, like, West Coast teams. They're not, like, big names, in my opinion. But maybe they're, like, really good. I don't know. I don't know enough about sports or about hockey. I don't know who's good in hockey. Like, I know the Bruins are good. That's it.
Yeah, well, we'll say they've been good.
Okay, they were good.
Don't know what this year's gonna look like. But
but
we'll
this
see.
looks cool. This is because I know
you can be optimistic.
Who knows? Who knows when it was at this point? But I remember we talked about with some coaches about playing outside. Like, I remember we talked to Coach Norsey. I think we talked about volleyball outside, right? The snow volleyball.
Yeah, the snow volleyball. That was awesome.
That was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing this. This had been discussed as far as it seems like there's going to be a couple of games they're going to do this, but there had been some discussions that straight up maybe play like a whole month or 2 of games outside. They were talking about the Bruins setting up at Fenway or Gillette, because the Patriots were going to be out of it. So the outdoor thing, they usually do it once a year. They have like the Winter Classic, but then
I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of these outdoor games, honestly. And I Joey, I gotta show you'll love these the Penguins jerseys, so I'll pull these in. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say there aren't gonna be fans at this, which is just something to mention. Just because I was thinking when you said if they play like a whole month outside, they could do it and have fans.
That's what they were hoping for.
More safely, but they're not gonna have fans for the specific one. Just to point that out. But yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, it seems neat. Especially it's gonna be on a lake.
Those are your favorites, Mike? Favorite
these
jerseys?
are my favorite right here. Just wanted to give, like that's, and if they could wear that every week, those in the white alternates, I would be happy. And again, the snow and everything, we got to get them back outside.
Cool.
Oh God.
Awesome. Well, fellas, we've got Coach Klann on the line, so we're going to go catch up with Zech a little bit here on New Year's Day, but we'll certainly be speaking to you again throughout the program, so I'll let you guys get to work busy behind the scenes, as always.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
All right, that's Joey Morelli and Mike DeFusco, the producers here on Seahawk Talk. We're going to go now, as I said, to Zech Klann, the head coach of our men's ice hockey team. Zech, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How you doing?
Good. How's Christmas? How's New Year's Eve? How the holidays been for you?
It's been awesome. It's been it's been a little bit relaxing, which is nice. Usually we're on the road at this time, so to be able to be home and spend some time with the family has been great.
Awesome. I wanted to, we kind of mentioned the NHL and the Bruins there. First, your thoughts on the outdoor games thing, them scheduling some games to be played outside. Your reaction to that?
Oh, I think it's great. I think it grows the game. I think it usually attracts some people that won't sit down and usually watch a game. So in order to grow the game, to do a special events like this, I think it's great.
There was some big, major Bruins news this week. Big Z, Zdeno Chara, signing a 1-year deal for basically the veteran minimum to go and, I guess, play for another year with the Washington Capitals. Your thoughts on the Chara news?
It'll be interesting to see him in a different color sweater. And they'll play the Bruins a couple times. So I'm sure he'll be back in Boston, in that other sweater, which will be different. But, I think it's good for him. I think he's kind of on the back nine of his career, and, to play another year, whether that's for the Bruins or for a different team, I think that's all he wanted to do. So, he's probably be his last year, but it'll definitely be a little different seeing him in a Capital sweater.
As I say, I had done this for my podcast, a little Photoshop job. So block your eyes if you don't want to see it. But there it is. It's so weird to look at. It's hard.
I haven't heard. They're not going to give him the C, are they?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Ovechkin's the captain of that team. So maybe they give him an A. Who knows?
Hey, I'll bet they'll
That's
do
been the other
something.
talk too about who fills the captaincy role now for the Bruins. Everybody expects it to be Bergeron, and I think that was kind of part of the decision making for them. Chara, from what he said, was going to have to take the money was going to be similar, but he was going to have a much reduced role. And if your captain isn't playing, is that hard on a team? From your perspective, either being on teams or coaching teams, if somebody's the captain of the team, it's hard for them to lead if they're not out there.
Yeah, I mean, it can go kind of both ways there. But you look at Brady and what he's doing right now, and switching teams, and they've had a tremendous amount of success this year, and I think they're going to make a run here. And you can kind of see what the Patriots did this year. They did not have the year that they're used to, and there's a lot of unhappy fans, I'll tell you that, around the area. But just to see a guy like Brady, go to a different team and have success, it's just it's nice to see, but it's also, it's definitely challenging for him as well to walk in there and to be a leader with a group of guys that, he hasn't, been with. Yeah.
Zech, this year's been a year unlike any other. I mean, it sounds kind of cliche to say that, but it's true. What will be your biggest takeaways, lessons, impressions, reflections from the year that was 2020?
I think the biggest thing is to be able to, kind of stay within yourself and only, control what you can control. And if you can do that, and you can continue to work hard, especially with the obstacles that we had this year, there was so many different day-to-day things were changing. So to be able to adapt to that, and to continue to be positive, and every day, do something to make yourself better, whether that's in the classroom or in the weight room, or, getting on the ice, but just to stay self-motivated, and to continue to hone your craft. I think that we can take away just that you can control what you can control, and everything else, don't look too much into.
Would you say this has been your hardest or most challenging year to be a coach?
It definitely has had some challenges. I think the biggest thing is just not that day to day, going to the rink and, being with the guys. We were supposed to be up at, the Oswego tournament this weekend. So you keep seeing those things on the calendar but for us, it's get ready to play here in the middle of February, and just be ready to go as soon as that puck drops, to have the guys all on the same page and get our legs underneath us, so we can make a push.
You talked about finding motivation there. Do you think when things get back to normal, hopefully this spring, you guys are playing some games, will the motivation be easy? It can be hard to maybe motivate guys through a middle of a season. There's ups and downs. Do you think having had everything taken away and then once it's given back that it'll be easy to have guys be motivated, they'll be ready to go, that it'll kind of be easier on the downhill, so to speak?
I think the guys will be extremely motivated. They've waited a long time to compete against another team. So I think the guys, it's not going to be very, very hard to get them motivated for games and for practice. I think guys will be pretty dialed in. They've been looking forward to this for pretty much almost a full year now. So I think the compete level will be high. It'll be, what team can knock off the rust and get to work and get everybody on the same page.
Awesome. Zech, this is the season finale of Seahawk Talk here. We're hoping to be consumed with covering your games, among others. So this will be your final appearance here on season 2. What's your final word? What are your last thoughts? Any message to the fans or listeners or to your team?
Oh, just, that we're looking forward to, to getting out there and every team. Salve Athletics, there's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes and a lot of people, keeping this together. So, we owe them a big thank you, and we all just really look forward to getting back to competition and seeing our athletes in person here again soon every day. So just looking forward to that. And every Friday afternoon, it's been fun, talking with you, and can't wait to be able to see you in person and see you in the rink.
Awesome. Agree. I cannot wait to be completely exhausted, schwagging down some piping hot raw gut coffee in the coach's office.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. But Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year as well, Zech. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.
Have a great day.
All right, that's Zech Klann, the head coach of our men's ice hockey team. We're going to go next to the head coach of our women's ice hockey team, David Lunn. Welcome back to the program. Happy New Year, Dave.
How we doing, buddy? Good. Happy New Year.
Good. Just kind of, tell us how was Christmas? How was New Year's Eve? How are the holidays with you and the family?
It was good. It was quiet. It was small. But yeah, no complaints. It was good to kind of just get loose or get away from everything and spend some time, with the family, especially now with the newest one. So it was good to see her excitement with, the toys and everything that, the family spoiled with, grandma and grandpa and all that good stuff. So it was good. Small, but good.
We spoke a couple days ago and then just now with Zech about some news in the hockey world. 2 things. Your reaction to them scheduling outdoor games up at Lake Tahoe for the NHL, playing a couple of games. Your reaction to the outdoor game thing actually happening.
Oh, so that would actually be news to me. That's the first time I've heard of that. I've been a lone plug for a bit here, but that sounds exciting. Outdoor games, I was actually thinking about that today, right? Because it would have been right today or tomorrow in a normal year that they would have the Winter Classic going on. So I was like, it's kind of tough not having the Winter Classic, something to look forward to. But that definitely would be very cool to do. I think Lake Tahoe would be pretty good, a good weather scenario. So that's exciting. Do we know the opponents yet? Do they know who's supposed to be playing?
Yeah, let me. I know our producers had it pulled up before, so we'll let them go search and ferret that out. In the meantime. Yep. Other big hockey news, if you're a Boston Bruins fan, Zdeno Chara leaves. His words were he didn't want to accept a diminished role, which is what the Bruins are offering him. Similar money, basically veteran minimum, but a reduced role, which is kind of what everybody expected. He's on the back 9. Maybe he's on the 18th hole. But he's going to go to the Capitals instead. Sure. Could be his final year. Your thoughts on that? A guy that had played basically 17 years, one organization, going somewhere for just maybe one more year.
Yeah. A couple of guys have done that before and they pull off a cup. I mean, who was it? Ray Bork did that.
Yeah.
At the end of his career. Luke Robitaille did that as well. A couple guys that have left their mainstream teams and gone and filled in for a year or two at the end of their career. Zdeno Chara's, I think his minutes were starting to really get diminished there with Boston. I don't know his numbers from last year or the year prior, but if they can find a role for him, teaching some maybe the younger guys in the system. I know they got like an Adam Fox in there. I'm trying to think else who some of the younger D-men are. But it could be a good situation, maybe even play out longer, another year potentially. But he's still a threat as the biggest guy in the National Hockey League, and with his range and reach and his physicality, and just the way he plays the smart positional game. So there's definitely still a use for him. I think with a depth of the Capitals, I think might actually be a good fit. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see, especially with a shortened year this year, how that all plays out. So it might be actually a benefit to their roster.
Yeah, the Bruins will have to replace their captain because Chara was the captain. Talk maybe
Exactly.
of Bergeron. That kind of, I think, maybe factored into it too. Chara was going to have a more reduced role. He probably wasn't going to even be a top 4 defenseman for them.
Yeah.
Is it hard to be a captain, or is it hard to have your captain be a guy that isn't getting that role anymore? Is it hard to be a leader if you're not out there on the ice? Can that factor into that as well?
I'm sure at that level, it's a little bit different. It could be, I think that it depends on what kind of guy, Chara was like in the locker room. If he was a guy that was real vocal or guys, obviously I'm sure they listened to him, but how did he carry himself? Was kind of a guy that, get on my back and follow me, or get behind me and follow me type of thing. And I'll lead by example. He may have felt a little bit, for him to do his job properly, a little bit tougher if he was kind of, getting 10 minutes a game, something like that, 12 minutes a game, where he's used to 30 minutes, at the prime of his career. So that I'm sure that, it's mentally, it's tough for him. I'm curious to know what the conversations were like between him and upper management, and how they laid out what his role would be as a captain in a diminished ice time position, and how that kind of all played out. I don't think that if he would have had any detriment, or he would have had any different kind of place at how he captained, how he led with his diminished ice role. I think I got a feeling it kind of boiled down just to more, what he wanted to do with his last waning kind of light in the NHL, and how he wanted to go out, I guess. I don't think him being a leader in that position was going to be any different, being able to get 6 minutes, 8 minutes a game, 10 minutes a game. I'm sure he still had a lot of sway in that room, and how things were done, and how he wanted them to be done and led. But I think it may be some infighting, maybe just a personal decision on how he wanted his career to go at the end of the year. It's
going to be Bruins, Flyers, Avalanche, Golden Knights. Those will be the 4 teams that are up at Lake Tahoe. 2-day little tournament event.
When's it scheduled for?
It looks like it's going to be in February, maybe February 5th. They haven't set. Nope, February 20th and 21st. They just set it.
Nice. So now, do they have a facility? What would be the facility?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Games will be hosted by the Edgewood Tahoe Resort.
Sure. I know they have some teams out there where they play in like this ski resort league. That's a glorified beer league, but I'd be interested to see how they probably construct something, outdoors and.
Yeah, I guess there's not going to be fans.
So it doesn't matter.
That's been some of the push for having outdoor games in the NHL. Earlier in the year, they were talking about that because, hey, if the NFL can have fans outside, maybe we can find a way to have fans outside.
Yeah.
So interesting developments in the hockey world.
David,
sure. for you, this year is crazy. Obviously, starting a family, getting a head coaching gig, and a pandemic. What will be your biggest takeaways, lessons, reflections from the year that was 2020?
Oh, I mean, it's just kind of taking the good with the bad and the bad with the good, I guess. I guess it's any year in life, any part of life. There's been a lot of big developments, obviously, in my family and on my end personally, but, a lot of developments through the world and through other people's families and society. So, I've been blessed to have a lot of things, kind of fall into place and in favor for me. And everyone that's more or less been in my circle is happy and healthy and safe for the most part. So, considering everything that's going on around us and all the hardships that a lot of people are experiencing right now, I just feel very blessed of everything that's taken place in the past, 12 months of my life. And, just happy that I've gotten experiences to this point and the places that I've been and currently at. So I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. Do you feel like, you don't have a crazy amount of context for it, but that this is like the hardest, most challenging year for you to be a coach? And do you feel kind of ready for anything now after having to go through everything that you did this year as a coach from the coaching perspective?
It's definitely been different, and how to go about things and interact and try to be creative. I think creativity and adaptation has been kind of the buzzwords this year of just trying to just tread water, survive. How can you keep things going and keep people engaged and still kind of get better at the end of the day? And that's kind of been my message to the girls, from day one. Like, let's work through it, get better. So, it's definitely tested, my creativity, the ways that I've thought about things, interacted, and then how to, push my ability to use technology and adapt that way. So it's definitely been interesting. Another kind of tool to the box, if you will. I've been fortunate where I've had quite a few different kind of coaching opportunities, and a lot of them have tested me in different ways. So I think this is just one more opportunity, one more experience that has given me another tool to the box that I can hopefully take with me for the rest of my life and in my coaching career as long as it progresses.
In a normal year, a season can be a grind from a training camp and games, and there's ups and downs, and sometimes motivation, even whether it's coming from the coaches or the players themselves, can be something that's hard to find. Do you think that won't be the case with a restart, because everybody should be, I imagine is, from hearing it from everybody, hungry and ready to go? So trying to be motivated at 6 a.m. at a practice maybe might be difficult in the past, but when you've had your sport taken away, maybe at least in the short term here, everybody's going to be motivated no matter what to get the job done.
Yeah, everyone's going to be ready to go, right out of the gate. Everyone's going to have that burst, that push. But I think the real work has already been undertaken. It's who's been working to this point and how committed, how consistent have you been? Because that's what's going to kind of take you through the finish, and that's what's going to separate you from the pack. Is how much work you've put into this point, how consistent you've been with it, and have you used this time again creatively? Have you adapted to the scenarios and found a way to get better? Everyone's right out of that gate, I think, is going to, like I said, have a lot of energy and it's going to be competitive, but eventually that's going to kind of peak and fall off, and it's going to be who's going to put in the work to kind of stay consistent at least and not dive off the deep end and kind of be able to tread water through to the finish. So I think that's what this time period is going to show for, down the stretch. You won't see it immediately. You'll see it kind of, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks into the season, however long the season is or when that season begins. But I think that's what's going to be kind of the big takeaway with this downtime, this past 12 months now, 10 months to this point of kind of latency.
Yeah, this is the season finale of Seahawk Talk. We're hoping to have games to cover for all 20 of our teams in the spring, and so we'll be quite busy. Yep. That being so your final appearance here. Any final word to the listeners, to the fans, to your team? What would you like the last word to be here for your program?
Yeah, I think just kind of echoing that. Like I said, we're hungry, we're eager. I think all the girls, all the young ladies are excited to get going, to prove themselves. I think they have the most to prove to themselves. We've prepared. We're continuing to prepare even now with the kind of the holiday season. We're still finding ways to get it done. So I think that we're just excited to kind of introduce a new brand of Seahawk hockey and take the program to the next level. And I think everyone's on board. We're just, we're excited to get back and compete. I think that, having that exhilaration again, getting ready, kind of getting your daily routine back in order to compete, and to show your mettle at the end of the day. Just, have an opponent and see how good you are, how well you compare to them, how well you've prepared to this point, to play them, to compete against them. So we're excited, definitely very excited.
Awesome. Well, David, I appreciate you taking the time each week, you or your players, to come on. Good luck. Hopefully we could get you out there to get your first game under your belt sometime soon. But I appreciate you taking the time each week to come on. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully we'll be meeting you in person sometime here soon. So
Exactly.
Enjoy the rest of the holiday, and we'll be seeing you again soon.
Appreciate it, Pez. Thanks, buddy. Happy New Year.
That's David Lunn, the head coach of our women's ice hockey team. Normally we'd be going to Cori Hughes, the head coach of our women's basketball team. She usually helps us close out things on a Friday, but we knew ahead of time she wasn't going to be able to make it here for the show, so we do miss getting to catch up with Cori. However, she sent us some great pictures. I'm jealous of her. She's up hiking in the White Mountains right now, and just absolutely, we've really appreciated Cori coming on each week, offering her insights from her team. I know she's been very outspoken and vocal about things happening both on campus and around the world, and her insights and perspective has been amazing. Always enjoyed our conversations with her. But look at this. I understand. I would much rather go do this than talk to me on a Friday afternoon. This is just gorgeous. One, I love winter hiking, and two, she's got the dogs. Oh, so cute. And just that scene is just unbelievable. So shout out to Cori. Hope she's having right by now. It's going to be getting dark soon, so hopefully you're getting down off the mountain, maybe enjoying some hot chocolate or something, and hunkering down. But some White Mountain hiking, Coach Hughes and her family, and the dogs. The dogs are part of the family too. So thank you for Cori for sending those to us, and big thanks to her again for joining us each and every week on the program, along with all of our winter sport guests. So we didn't get to catch up with Sean Foster today, but I've appreciated having Sean on the program each and every week, him or his assistants or his players. We did get to talk with Zech and David and thank them, and again, thanks to Cori Hughes and to all our guests throughout the year. We'll be getting to that. So as we kind of wind things down here, the final episode here in Season 2 of Seahawk Talk, there are 2 guests left that I didn't mention. Well, I've mentioned them plenty, but we actually want to hear from them more so than we usually do. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's bring in the producers again, Joey Morelli and Mike DeFusco. Fellas, come back in. And now we're going to put the shoe on the other foot. I'm going to ask you guys some questions. I just want to start. You're both seniors. So your junior year got cut in half. Mike, a playing career. Talk about each of you. You guys can decide who wants to go first, but from the spring to now, just what your experience has been. What was it like to have your junior year end the way it did and then come back to the senior year that you've had so far?
Joey, if you want to take the lead, I'll let you, since I feel like I jumped ahead a good amount.
Oh, no. So, like you said with Mike, like he got it's a playing season cut off. Well, for me, like we had to cancel Into the Woods, like for the theater department. Like that was kind of the season I lost, is we lost that show. We didn't get to work on it, but fortunately, like the rest of the semester wasn't terrible. Like my teachers, like switched over really well to doing online. Like the classes worked pretty well for it, and then the summer was its own thing. This year, besides this, like this was a great thing to get to do. But we, in our own way, and I've talked about it, like how sports adapted, theater adapted, and we did a movie version, essentially, of The Tempest, which should be coming out soonish, maybe the end of January, maybe? I don't know. I'll ask Juliana where she's at on the editing. But that was, like, a great experience. And it was such a cool, like, thing to do and an interesting switch over, like, and it was really fun talking to all the coaches and hearing like the pods and all the things and how like they were doing the same things we were in how we created the show, and that was definitely like a really interesting, like I can't think of the word, like I can't think of the word. But yeah, it was
Parallels.
Parallel. Thank you. That's the word I wanted. Yeah, it was really interesting parallels. And then hearing what coaches said, and then like they would have like really good ideas, and I'd be like, oh, we can do that. Like and you know, sharing ideas. And I think for what it's worth, Salvi did a pretty good job this past semester. I think like it was not an easy task. Like and it pretty solid for the first time ever doing something like this. So congratulations to everyone, especially sports too. They made sports work even though we didn't have sports. Like that's wild.
Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, so obviously, like, you know, with sports getting cut in half, but Joey makes a good point. Like, everyone's, you know, like, just whole, like, world is, like, just, like, stopped, like, and everything just stopped on a dime. Like, we were about to go on a plane to Florida to play, like, 8 games in the sun, and then, you know, and then we got the call, and Jody came over, and it was just, she looked so devastated, too, talking to us, and she was just like, guys, I'm so sorry, but the season's canceled, and, you know, the next week we're back home, and it was just, like, the whole, you know, world that's, I'm sure everyone experienced the same thing, like, the whole world stopped turning, so that was crazy, but like Joey said, like we did a great job of adjusting on all facets in sports and clubs and everything around school. And the teachers did a great job. And like teachers you wouldn't expect to do a good job, like did a very good job transitioning online. And although like it's obviously we'd all rather be in person, it was very beneficial to be able to still beneficial to be able to like go with teachers. And me and Joey as seniors now, you know, a lot of our stuff's like very individual work. So you know, it's been a great experience here on the show as well. Now getting another look after playing for so long on the other side of sports, and you know, it's been really cool just to see just like how I have never been able to do a show like this to see how it operates, and it was a great. Ended up being, you know, like David Lund said, like I feel very blessed that you know, even though the last 12 months have been very rough, that like I'm in the place I'm in, and you know, I'm doing you know, pretty well, and it's been not a horrible 2020. So
I was going to ask, you kind of brought it up there too, Mike. So we'll start with Joey again. What has Seahawk Talk meant to you?
Oh God, yeah, like it's. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know the brand did that with the comments. We should have been doing this reskin earlier. That's really nice. But so just for me, I think like especially because like one of the things that I want to do like with, you know, like my communications degree is like some kind of like producing. Like that's why I have film and theater as minors. Like producing is kind of like a thing I really want to do, and to get to work on like a regular podcast like this, like I do, you know, my own streaming on my own time, but that's like a completely different animal, and this has like been some really great experience. And like it's opened up, I think, like a lot of like I've talked about it. There's this internship over the summer that I'm gonna apply to that like is basically this. And so like I have this experience now, and it's also just been awesome to get to meet and talk to all the coaches, because like I wasn't, you know, really involved in sports here at all. Like I knew like a handful of coaches and stuff from like doing stuff with Seahawk Radio, but like to get to meet them and talk to all of them, like they're great people. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, like going off of what Joey said right there, you know, this show has been for me being a kind of like English communications major as well, but in between, not knowing if I want to be in front of the camera like later on in life or kind of behind the camera, like doing radio. So I was able to get like both sides of the coin with this, and you know, really enjoying both. And now I feel very prepared to have experience on both sides and a lot of stuff, and then being able to take experience from, you know, you and Mr. Habershaw has been great in talking to all the coaches, and not just, you know, I've pretty much spent most of my time exclusively with Eric Sorella here as far as coaches go. I haven't really had too great an opportunity to socialize with other coaches besides like you see them around and you'll like say hi because like, you know, it's, you know, we're all a family, but it's still, you know, it's nice to now be able to like Coach Gilmar and like love that guy now. I didn't talk to him in the 3 prior years, and now he's like one of my favorite people. Had the chance to interview Cori Hughes for a project, and it's just been great to just not only get this experience but meet so many different people, and that's, you know, what life's about, is growing a network. So it really was you know, very beneficial for me, and sure Joey as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'll say it has helped me a lot. I mean, I get to talk to all the guests, but sometimes it's more formulaic. Getting to just banter with you guys before and after the show sometimes is the highlight of the day. I mean, it can be very this past year's been very isolating, and so to be able to come on here and just jibber jab back and forth. Oh, we found a funny story about a monolith again. Like there's always there's always something fun and new. And even though it's weird to think about, it has literally just been through this screen since August. For us, it's been through the screen. Yet, we feel like we've actually been able to interact. And I feel like I've become, obviously, Mike, I knew you before, but getting to know you on a more personal level. Joey, I never knew you, but I feel like I've known you my whole life, and I still haven't even shook your hand yet.
Yeah, at least I got to see Mike in person in sessions class. Like we got to see each other from across the room.
That's true. You've never. Mike can tell you that I'm a real person, Joey. I do exist. Even though you haven't seen me in person.
He did look different last time I saw him. He had different hair and a shorter beard. But
oh yeah, that's true. Think about it. Hold on. When let's see. Somewhere like right about there is when the shutdown happened. So the rest of this is all Seahawk talk.
I'm sure.
Seahawk Talk is from here to here.
Love that.
Oh, we've got images to prove otherwise, Pez. I think it was longer than that. Your hair has grown so much. It's unbelievable. Guys, I just wanted to jump on this final episode as well to thank you, Andrew, Michael, and Joey. What a wonderful job you guys have done in Season 2 with Seahawk Talk. I can't thank you enough. And I know you're talking about the banter that you have the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes. That doesn't just make your week, your day. It makes our guests' weeks and days, because when they come on and they hear your banter, it really gets them nice and in the mood to join us on Seahawk Talk. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
No, it was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. It was fun. Yeah, enjoyed it.
That's what I'm here for.
Exactly.
Well, we've come a long way in Seahawk Talk, and we're going to show folks right now where we've come. This is our yearbook in Seahawk Talk. We get to show others some behind-the-scenes footage. This is Joey and Mike from yesterday's show, as a matter of fact. Smiles on their faces, but they had smiles on their faces from day one. And you can see us building the show's episodes in StreamYard, which was our new platform. Before Michael and Joey came along, we did this show in Production Truck. A great tool, but it has its limitations.
Wasn't meant for this.
It was not meant for this. So with Seahawk Talk, we were in the office for the first time in Season 2, and we got to feature stories on our men's ice hockey team coming from the far reaches of Canada. We still have not identified the groundskeeper at Winged Foot, the site of the U.S. Open, which was a fall event this year. And
Detective Morelli, you still have one more job to do.
I don't even remember what that was.
I know.
I vaguely,
Michael DeFusco's former teammate Madden Ward joined us on our very first episode on August 31, which was, holy moly, 6 months ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Technically. We got to start the show on the last day of August, and we're going to end the show on the first day of 2021, January 1. But Madden got us off on the right foot with his thoughts on how students and student athletes in particular can adapt to coming back on campus. So we were very happy to have folks on campus. You mentioned Kevin Gilmartin being one of your favorite guests. He was on the show yesterday as well. Andrew Pezzelli filling in as host. Tremendous job. And the things we covered in Seahawk Talk weren't just sports. Back in the spring, what a thrill it was to not only bring on Coach Foster, both Jen and Sean, but their family would creep into the show as well. And it was great to see them there. And go vote. We took the forefront and said, get that message out there as much as possible. If a lot of our audience is on campus, hopefully they figured out a way to vote. I'm glad they did. And we got that message out there often and early, not to vote often and early, but just to vote.
Yes.
And Sebastian Nordsee, when we talk about David Lund and Sebastian Nordsee, they've had more appearances on Seahawk Talk than they've had real games because they haven't coached a real game yet.
I know.
But
That's right.
Jody Moradian, always thrilled to come on and join us with Seahawk Talk and interact with Michael and Joey, seeing them in the dialogue that we would have in the private chat. Dr. Kelly Armstrong, when she had Salve Surprise Day, that benefited not just those that were on campus, but the folks that were off campus, such as yourselves.
A card.
And
It's still on my desk.
we had veteran athletes on the show, and we had newcomers like Christina Braid, class of 2024, member of our softball team, and she talked about how excited she was to have Nikki Vanelli as her mentor on the team. So what a great tool Seahawk Talk has been for us and for them, and what a thrill. We've just come a long way. I'm so glad that
Oh my
Andrew
God.
can see that shot was back in the
Wow.
spring. And the shot below that is from yesterday's show where he's wearing that fancy hat. So shout out to Andrew and his hairdresser for keeping him styled and looking awesome. And the shake, guys, I can't tell you how much I love the shake. The song "Keep Your Distance" isn't their only song, isn't their only hit, but everything else they do, I'm so glad we were able to showcase them through this Seahawk Talk.
I'm going to
And
hear
you
that
guys-
song in my head at 3 o'clock
Yeah.
every day.
Oh
You know
my-
that, right?
I would
Well,
say it to Twitter. I wanted
especially
to
during
tweet
the
them.
pandemic.
Yeah.
And finally, you guys talked about so many topics. I loved the many different guests that we had on this show. Oftentimes there was a theme that carried over from one guest to another, and you guys were able to talk about it so well, and that is mental health. How amazing it was that you're all able to share your thoughts on it and speak with a guest who is struggling with depression and or mental health. And you guys treated that subject matter very well and very delicately, and I really appreciate that as somebody that watched and listened to the shows from behind the scenes for the most part. And not only that, but yesterday you talked about the breaking news, Becky Hammond with her ability to coach in the NBA, one of the 4 major professional sports. She's coaching a team there. And like Andrew said yesterday, not the WNBA, not college basketball, NBA. So Joey, Michael, just a tremendous congratulations and a huge appreciation for everything that you guys have done for the show. Hope you benefited it as much as we have, and look forward to working with you guys going forward. And going forward, what I can say is that Seahawk Talk Season 2 ends today. We're going to take the month of January to do a lot of professional development. The NCAA convention is in a new format and allows us to log in virtually like we've been doing for the last 10 months and help each other develop professionally within this business of collegiate sports, but also in areas of mental health and wellness. And so we're going to take the month of January to do that, but we're also going to set up future episodes, not only of Seahawk Talk, but of our broadcasting our sports games. And you guys have become so familiar with StreamYard. I think you'll be giving a lot of votes for it, for the tool to use for some of our streaming broadcasts of our games, which I did back in the fall with our women's soccer team having their senior day, an intra-squad scrimmage. And I think using StreamYard as a tool for not only for bringing in guests, but also having multiple cameras at sports events. And I've told Eric Sorella this, he's going to be excited by the fact that we can be positioned in one area, but have cameras in different areas and be able to go to those cameras with the click of a mouse.
Taking it to the next
Yeah,
level.
right?
Absolutely.
Or the fly cam.
Got all the camera angles. We're gonna have one of the full ones, the legit ones.
And that's a tribute to you guys, Andrew, Michael, and Joey, for helping push this platform. Hey, let's see what we can do with it. Let's see what we can do with it. In the medium of Seahawk Talk, you were able to show me, yeah, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this. Let's go for it. Let's bring it out into our game broadcast, not just for a guest oriented talk platform, but in our streaming games.
Yeah. I just want to say quick, Ed, I want to thank you because this started with Seahawk Talk, as you said, with Production Truck back in last April, just as a, oh my God, what are we going to do without games type of, like, what can we do for content? And it went from just being, we're going to talk to our coaches and maybe it's a place for people to come and just vent about what's going on. Maybe we can deliver some news. To now where, one, we get to come on, have fun, entertain. It makes people's days, but also, as you said, it's become this kind of awesome platform for people to come and talk about race and mental health and all these things that I don't think maybe we could have conceived about at the beginning. So what Seahawk Talk started as and what it's grown into has been amazing, but that started because of you. So I wanted to thank you for starting it.
You are welcome. I'm actually going to jump off, not literally, but virtually, so that I can join a family Zoom call on another machine in my home office. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys play the final credits at the end of the show, which will highlight the over 140 guests that we featured on this season of Seahawk Talk. Over 80 episodes and 140 unique guests. Many repeats, but 140 unique. So congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there goes, as Mike deemed him, executive producer and creator, Ed Habershaw, sports information director and associate athletic director here at Salva Regina. Seahawk Talk, it's his baby. This is his baby, so we've taken good care of it. Fellas, I've asked all of our guests this week, but any final word? What's your final word here for the program while we head towards a little bit of a break here?
Oh God. So, I mean, I guess all I can say is 2021's here, and like you said, Pez, there's a lot of things to look forward to. So, just stay optimistic, and just remember that if you can make it through the night, there is a brighter day. Tupac Shakur.
I was trying to think of something to like plug, be like, oh, well, wait until like this thing's coming out, but we don't. I don't know if anything happened. Come see Mike. I don't know if the public's allowed. I don't know how it works. Come see Mike and I's thesis proposals or whatever at the end of the year. You know, I don't know how those work. I think like people come and they criticize you. I don't know. I'm gonna talk about Pokemon.
Go find Mike DeFusco and Joy Morelli on LinkedIn and endorse them for everything related to Seahawk Talk.
Yeah, do that too. I'm on LinkedIn.
Oh my God.
These guys are seniors. Help them get a job.
Yeah, please help me.
Please do. Yeah.
Desperate need.
Maybe we can stream our thesis on this platform, Joey.
Wait, that's not a terrible idea.
We're gonna have to really make sure they are 100%.
Except the only thing is that it's like a 10-person maximum. If they up the maximum, though, it would not be a terrible idea to do it on here.
Yeah,
interesting.
Suggest that definitely.
Fellas, it's been a pleasure. I look forward in the coming weeks and months to getting to see you guys again in person, getting again to meet Joey actually, like in real life, IRL. But it's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys help out here on the show. I enjoy it each and every day. Thank you so much for what you've done, and Happy New Year. Let's let 2021 be much better than 2020. And
it's a very low bar.
A very low bar. Yeah.
On the floor.
Don't have to do much.
Yeah. So, fellas, thanks for all your work, and stay safe, stay happy, healthy, and hopefully be seeing you very soon. Happy New Year, fellas.
Happy
You as well. Happy New Year.
All right, that's Joey Morelli and Mike DeFusco, the producers here on Seahawk Talk, as we close out season 2, the final episode here on New Year's Day. I want to thank our guests once again today. We had Zech Klann and David Lunn. Cori Hughes checked in with us from the top of the White Mountains. Didn't get to talk to head coach Sean Foster, but he's enjoying the holiday with his family, and we've enjoyed having him on the program each and every week as well. So big thanks to everyone. We had so many wonderful guests on the show this season. As Ed said, I think 180. And that's just individual unique guests. I mean, many, many, many repeat guests. Love and thank our regulars and everybody who was able to join. We're going to give everybody their credit because we're going to play some names there. So we'll be doing that, and that'll close out season 2 here of Seahawk Talk. Hope you've enjoyed it. I know we've had fun doing the show. Hope you've enjoyed it as well. Wherever you are listening, you can like, follow, and subscribe to Salve Athletics on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, where you can get our Periscope stream. You can go back and rewatch every episode of the show. You can also subscribe to the Seahawk Talk podcast through Sounder FM or wherever you get your podcast from to take Seahawk Talk on the go. That'll do it for us. Season 2 in the books. There's more to come. Stay tuned to Salve Athletics for any news and updates about our programming. But wishing you all out there, remember, keep your distance, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. We'll talk to you again soon. Happy New Year's, everyone. I'm Andrew Pezzelli, signing off.